Hey, what's up, guys? This is Daivat,
And this is Rosemary Balu of ARTbopSHOW.
and we are bringing you another promo special for the ARTbop show, where we have a chat with Taiaroa Royal.
And Taiaroa and the Okareka Dance Company are taking K Road Strip, a place to stand, to the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. Before heading off overseas, the dance company is taking that production on a New Zealand tour. They'll be appearing at the Blue Baths in Rotorua in July and also in Hamilton. Great production, Divart.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, it promises to be a great show. So,
Not to be missed.
yeah, if it's not sold out already, so get your tickets, and in the meanwhile, check out this awesome interview
On
with
the
Taiaroa.
ARTbopSHOW.
Cheers. It's rolling.
Oh, well, good afternoon. It's Rosemary Balu from ARTbop here, and this afternoon we're speaking with Taiaroa Royal of the Okareka Dance Company about K Road Strip, a place to stand, which the dance company is going to be taking to the Edinburgh Film Festival. It's great having you here, Tai.
Thank you very much, yes.
Now, I can really say that you are a significant name in New Zealand dance, not only in contemporary Maori dance, but across a spectrum of creativity. You're an actor, a choreographer, I think you also sing, but can we just go back to how it started, even before you went to the New Zealand School of Dance?
Sure. Well, when I was growing up, and I grew up on a farm in Rotorua, right beside the Lake Okareka, which is where we named the company from. And I grew up in the 70s, so I was right into disco dancing, and I actually was the Bay of Plenty champion in 1978, or disco champion in 1978. So I was really into dance. However, I didn't realise that you could actually have dance as a career at that age. So I studied horticulture for a couple of years until I read an ad in the Listener. It was advertising for dancers and choreographers to go to an international dance course in Australia. And I thought, well, I've done a bit of disco. It can't be that hard. And so I cheekily applied, but I unfortunately was declined because I had no formal training. But they referred me to an institute in Wellington, which was the National Ballet School, which is now the New Zealand School of Dance. And they referred me to that organisation, and I wrote to them. They sent me audition forms, and I went down and auditioned in 1981, and lo and behold, I got in. I was accepted to train for 3 years as a dancer.
And you've done an amazing number of things since your graduation. Can you just background us with some of those, Tai?
Sure. When I graduated from the New Zealand School of Dance, I went straight into Lynn's Dance Company, which was the only full-time contemporary dance company in New Zealand. And I was with them for 5 years. It unfortunately closed in 1989. And then I became a freelancer, working whatever I could find. But I made sure that every job I did fed my career in a way. So I taught stretch classes at Les Mills. I choreographed hair shows. I choreographed fashion shows and things like that. So everything I was contracted to do, I made sure it fed my career. So I didn't get a job in an office or do any waitering and hospitality work or anything like that. I made sure that I was, that I was feeding my career in some way. So at the beginning of my freelance career, it was quite difficult. It was quite hard because I was, new out in the industry. But slowly, I started to get more and more jobs. One really good contract I got back in the early 90s was Corbyn's Fashion Collections, which was an annual kind of like a competition, I guess, in amongst a lot of the fashion houses here in New Zealand. And I was the choreographer for that for about 3 or 4 years. And then I got a job choreographing and stage directing the Christmas in the Park shows, which were huge back then.
Yes, I
I'm
remember
not sure whether they're
those.
still going. And that kind of led me into the corporate world. At the same time, I was still managing contracts in the contemporary dance community as well with choreographers like Douglas Wright and Michael Parmenter and a few other dance companies like that. So slowly I started to gain a really good reputation amongst the industry, both in the contemporary world and the corporate world, of creating good work. So in the early 90s, 95, Black Grace was formed, and I was a founding member of that company. And I left Black Grace in 2004, and I began another freelancing. I kind of picked up my freelancing career again and managed to become a performer and a choreographer for the World of Wearable Arts in Wellington. So I have been with them since 2005. And in 2007, my business partner and I, Tani Mete, we started our own company, which is now Okareka Dance Company. And, we've been going ever since.
Wow, what an awesome career.
That's absolutely fabulous, and that brings us, I think, round to K Road Strip, A Place to Stand, and
Yes.
from what I've read, it's a very, very different work and creation from perhaps what we would have known Black Grace or the Okareka Dance Company from before.
Yes, K Road Strip is a story, a dance work, a dance theatre work, which pays homage to Karangahape Road, which is one of our famous streets in New Zealand, for all its very colourful nightlife and colourful life during the day as well. So it is a very different show for Okareka Dance Company and for many contemporary dance companies in New Zealand, in that we incorporate singing. There's live singing. There's live act. We act out scenes. There are distinct characters within the work. We dance. Obviously, we dance. We do contemporary dance. We do. There's a scene there with 3 of us dance in 8-inch heels, and so it kind of depicts all the elements of K Road itself. We also delve right back into the history of K Road, right back before pre-European times, how Karangahape Road got its name, and the whole story behind that. And so the whole show starts with that story of how Karangahape Road got its name, and then it segues right into kind of modern day as we explore all these really vibrant and colourful characters that we have on K Road.
Wow, that sounds really cool. And I was just reading on your websites is that it says it's a road of extremes, and it seems that you kind of go from like a historical aspect or perspective all the way up to the modern day extremities, I guess, and colorfulness.
Right, we do.
Yeah, so you guys performed the show in 2013 as well, right?
That's right.
And
yes, we did.
yeah, and you guys got like extremely positive response. And I was just wondering, was there any kind of backlash at all?
You know what? There wasn't any kind of backlash at all. And we went to kind of redneck towns, I guess, like Palmerston North. I was actually, that was the thing that I was kind of not worried about, but just concerned that how the stories of K Road, how they would translate or transpire to another city. But as it so happens, a lot of the stories within K Road Strip are quite universal, and every town has their strip, their K Road Strip, you know, and even Palmerston North does, as small as it is, you know. So you know, it was amazing. We got an incredible response from every audience that we played to. And I always go back to Palmerston North. We had a whole row of leather queens appear. They just came out of the woodwork, and they all came to see K Road Strip. And it was just amazing. And we met some of them afterwards, and you know, it was just a great kind of. Every night was a real community feel to the audience, and meeting them out front after the show. It was amazing. We didn't get any backlash at all. It was incredible.
Yeah, that does sound incredible and you know, cool. That, like, you know, as you said, like these kind of stories and characters are kind of universal, no matter where you are.
Well, that's right. That's right. And you know, it doesn't matter what the sexual orientation is. It's the story that's behind the character that that people can associate to or with, and you know of somebody dear to them that is very similar, you know, to that character. So you know, they do have universal themes. My next kind of concern is to how it portrays to an international audience, and that's why going to Edinburgh, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how the audiences react to the show. Everyone that has seen K Road Strip so far and have also experienced the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, they are all telling us that K Road Strip, A Place to Stand, will do very, very well over there. So we're keeping our fingers crossed and hoping it does. Yeah,
awesome. But like before that, you are also going to be on the road here in New Zealand as well?
Yes, we are. We're doing a return season to Auckland. Auckland Loft Theatre at Kew.
Yeah.
And we open on the 14th of July, and that goes till the 19th of July. So and tickets are selling really, really fast at the moment. We've sold out opening night already, and Christmas night is almost full.
Cool.
And then we take the show to Hamilton.
Yeah.
We do a return season to Hamilton, and then we are also doing a season in Rotorua at the Blue Bars. So at the Blue Bars venue, which is quite exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Blue Bars is where I learned how to swim. So growing up in Rotorua, so going back there and actually doing a show there is quite amazing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's cool, because like that's what I wanted to ask you a little bit about, is that the Blue Bars is an iconic venue. So I guess it was a conscious choice to kind of go there, since you learned to swim there?
It was interesting because over Christmas time I was employed as a choreographer for their comedy cabaret show, and so I spent a lot of time down there with the owner, Jo Ramon, and really got to know her quite well. And she came up, and there was an arts market during the Auckland festival time, and we were promoting K Road Strip as well. And she saw that promotion, and I think through my connection with her, she decided to buy the show. And I think the Blue Bars is a very unique venue. You know, they haven't touched any of the architecture. The only thing they've done is build in the large pool, and and built a stage on top of the floor there, and it's just it's beautiful. The small pool is still active, and it's just an amazing venue. So I'm really, really thrilled that we're taking strip to the blue bars.
Cool. And I was just also wondering on that note, since this is a couple years on from your original tour,
Sure.
like, what do you expect to be different in terms of the audience and the emotional experience?
Sure. Well, because when we created Taiaroa Strip in 2013,
Hmm.
it was a new kind of thing for us as a company, for us as directors and choreographers, because we were dealing with live text, we were dealing with live singing,
Hmm.
and all the songs that we sing are New Zealand songs.
Yeah.
And so we had a dramaturg, we had a drama director, and then we had a musical director and a choreographer for the show, and an artistic director. So it was really something new. We were creating something new that we had never done before. So it took us a while to get it right, I guess.
Mm.
And I guess a lot of feedback, as well as being positive, was to kind of delve a little bit more into the characters, delve a little bit more into their backstories, and give the audience a little bit more history behind each character. Some of the characters we had in the original work were weak. However, overall, the show was quite strong. But there were just little things that needed to be developed a lot more. So between then and now, we've rewritten the script. We've kept a lot of the good bits, obviously, but we've rewritten the characters a little bit more, given them a little bit more meat on their bones, I guess, and a little bit more substance. And changed a few songs, added a few more current songs, and just really honed the whole script and the whole show into more of a show that it has more of an international appeal, I guess. So the audience will those who have seen it before, which I know a lot of are coming back to see it again, will have their favourites in there, but they'll hopefully be nicely surprised by a few developments on the character side. Yeah.
Awesome. That sounds like a interesting creative process.
Yes, it has been. I mean, it has taken a year and a half to 2 years to actually do that to the script, and and it is quite difficult when. Well, I mean, it's a lot easier now that the show's actually been made. We can actually, there are things to work on and to develop. Whereas starting from scratch, it was very, very difficult. Exciting, but difficult to kind of to know whether you had it right, or whether it was working. And it's not until you actually perform it in front of an audience and get their first-hand reactions, then you kind of think, oh yeah, it is working. It is, the story is working, and the audience is getting it and understanding it and all that thing. So yeah, I'm really excited to start work. We start work on it on Monday. We start rehearsing it on Monday.
Okay.
So yeah, so we rehearse for 3 weeks, and then we open in Auckland. So
Cool.
but it is the show is as well as satisfying our New Zealand audiences. We're actually aiming the show towards an international festival, because that's the whole idea behind it, is to get it onto the international stage. And hopefully venues and festival directors and artistic directors from other countries see it and love it and buy it, hopefully.
Yeah, so you're going to be performing it at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, and how did that actually come about? Because that sounds like an awesome stage.
It is. I went there. Both Tani and I went there in 1997 with Mika. I'm not too sure whether you know a performer called Mika.
Yes.
And there were just the three of us, and we went over there, and we were these three little Maori boys from New Zealand, from Aotearoa, and on this big big, huge festival, and we were kind of wide-eyed and all that kind of thing, and we went along and we just basically did what we did back here in New Zealand, and people loved it. They absolutely loved it. And so since then, Tanya and I have been, the idea in our head was to take one of our own shows back to Edinburgh, and it's taken this long. It's taken 18 years to do that. So that's another thing, and preparing to go to Edinburgh has been a 5-year schedule to trying to get there. We were scheduled to go last year. However, we decided not to because it would have meant that the company would have been Okareka Dance Company would have been put in a huge financial risk, and we didn't want to take that risk. So we decided to postpone it to this year. And it is still going to be a risk, but not as much as it would have been if we had gone last year. So the Fringe Festival is not a paid. Unfortunately, it's not a paid festival. They don't buy you in as a show. What you do is you go there. You have to finance yourself to get there, which is why we've been doing lots of public campaigning, fundraising campaigns, and like Pledge Me and Boosted, and we just had a fundraising auction last night. So we're busily trying to raise more funds to get us over there, because it is very expensive. There's a touring party of 9 of us travelling, and that's really expensive when you consider airfares, accommodation, per diems, and then there's wages on top of that. We have to look after theatre costs, all the costs that goes towards that. We're lucky in that we're in the festival booklet, which goes out to thousands and thousands of people. So we're lucky that that's really good advertising and marketing. But it is expensive, so we've had to really think strategically about taking that risk and going over. However, we're banking on the quality of the show and the advice that a lot of people have given us, that the show, they think the show will do really well over there. And if it does, well then we'll get our return by being bought by many venues and artistic directors of festivals all over the world. So fingers crossed.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow, awesome. So is there, do you still have the funding campaigns ongoing? If anyone would like to donate, like how can they do that? Yeah.
Sure, we have a boosted campaign on at the moment, and you can go to the boosted site. Just click on. I'm not too sure what the actual link is, but you could also go to our Facebook page, Okareka Dance Company Facebook page, or K Road Strip, A Place to Stand, has its own Facebook page. You can go there on Facebook, and there will be links that will lead you through to the boosted campaign.
Awesome.
I think there are also details on our Facebook page if you wanted to make a donation directly into our bank account. Bank account details are also there. We are also starting up an international, because we do have a lot of international friends of the company that aren't able to donate through New Zealand fundraising campaigns. So we are starting up an international fundraising campaigin very soon. So that will definitely be posted on all our Facebook pages. But Facebook is really good for that. It's an amazing social media medium to get your work out there and to really get it to the four corners of the earth. It's quite an amazing tool.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So and yeah. So visit the Facebook page if people want to donate, and we'll link to the boosted site on this interview as well. So
Great.
cool. Awesome.
Great. Thank you.
Well, look, Tai, thank you so much for speaking with Dive Art and I from ARTbop. We both wish you incredible success at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, because you're not only promoting yourself, you're promoting New Zealand and a wide range of original New Zealand music. So you go, guys. We'll look forward to hearing from you when you get back.
Thank you. That would be awesome to reconnect, because I'm sure we will have lots of stories to tell.
Yes, yes, yeah, and we look forward to seeing how you guys do, and thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us here at ARTbop. It was an honor.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.